So if you're trying to launch your nonprofit or your for-profit business, I'm going to share with you the number one thing that will guarantee your success. Let's get into it. Hey there, this is Tiffany with Boss on a Budget. So I help people along their startup journey. I help nonprofits get started and raise money, but I just talk about the startup process in general and give you advice as you launch your business. So I want to share with you from my own personal experience and what I've studied and what I've seen with other businesses about the one thing that pretty much guarantees your success if you keep going with your business. And I'm going to get right into it. That one thing is having community. No matter how many books that I have read on leadership, on businesses, on how to grow your YouTube channel, how to grow Instagram, it all comes back to building a community. And the foundation of that is having relationships, seeking authentic relationships and building your community. But that can mean different things and it can translate in different ways. So what I want to do in this video is break down 3 mindset shifts that help you build a stronger community around you. And when I say community, it's just people who are either like-minded or who are going through similar circumstances as you or at the same status as you in terms of where you are with your business. It can mean all those things, but there's some kind of alignment there that attracts you to that person or to that group, which helps move you and propel you forward. Now, it's not easy though, first of all, finding community, especially when you're starting out from the very beginning. And it's not easy embracing the concept of community, because I'm just going to be real. A lot of times, especially in the business space, I feel like there's a lot of talk about, oh, keep everything private. Don't let everybody see your moves. So when you see messages like that, it's like, well, I don't really want to share too much, or I don't want to do too much because this is my vision. This is my dream. But you have to understand that it does take community. It does take relationships and you opening yourself up to be successful. So I'm going to share 3 mindset shifts, and I hope that as I walk through them, it helps you understand a little bit better so you can embrace this for yourself. So I'm going to frame this as 3 things you just need to let go of, and then I'm going to flip it to tell you how to kind of get over that for yourself. All right. So the first thing I just want to share is let go of hiding what you do. So this is different for different people. Sometimes people go all in. When they start their business, they're all on social media. They're telling people everywhere what they do. They're telling their family and their friends, and they're frustrated that their family and their friends are not responding the way that they do, right? So there are some people like that, but there are also people who like to move in silence, or they're doing something and it's not perfect to them, or they're not really ready to launch. So they hide the information, or they don't share what they're working on and share what they do. So they don't really share their full journey. And I can just honestly say I'm the latter. I'm one of those people who moved in silence. And it wasn't until very recently that most people in my family or in my friends network knew exactly what I did, because I hid it. I didn't share openly about my YouTube channel or share openly about what I was doing. And that's really rooted in fear. It's really rooted in fear and an insecurity about whether or not you belong, whether or not, I'll just speak for myself, right? And if you can resonate with this, you just tell me in the comments. So I'm just going to speak for myself, whether it's really going to be successful, whether or not you look professional, or whether or not you're really doing a good job, because your family and your friends will tell you about yourself, or you don't want to fail in front of your family and your friends. And I honestly have had other businesses that didn't succeed that I'm no longer doing that I did tell my family and friends about. And that's really scary, to put yourself out there and then wonder what people think when it doesn't happen or it doesn't go well. But here's the thing. I have found that if people don't know what you do and don't know what you're passionate about, then they can't advocate for you. Then they can't speak up for you or mention you in rooms where you don't exist. And for a lot of people, even before social media, if you were to talk to like OG business people or entrepreneurs, they would tell you that word of mouth, like referrals, are one of the best ways to get started when you're trying to build credibility and launch your business. So it's really important for you to be open and honest about what you're doing, what you're working on, and what your skill sets are and what you're passionate about. It doesn't just have to be, hey, I'm starting a business on that. You can share why you started your business. You can share the passion behind it. You can share stories of like success when something worked really well, when you sold a product or had a service that worked really well. You can share that too. It's not just about, hey, I launched my nonprofit or business, support or donate. There's so much more than that. So I would really push you, instead of worrying about like not telling people what you're doing because it may be rooted in that fear, to be open about it because they can't advocate for you without it. I'm going to give you a quick example. There's a woman that I worked with, I would say it had to be like 6-7 years ago. And we are in the same circles in the professional world. And I've worked with her after I left that particular job. And she just happens to be one of my Facebook friends. I actually forgot she was a Facebook friend. And I recently shared that I was on TV, right? I had a feature on TV talking about my business. And she wrote on the comments, wow, I'm so glad I'm seeing this. I have 2 people who I can't help. They're looking for help, but that's not my expertise. And now I know who to send them to. And all this time, I never shared with her what I was doing. I never shared really a lot on my Facebook page about my business. I rarely shared anything about my business on my personal Facebook page. And I'm just letting you know that you holding back in that way can hold you back from your next customer or your next client. Here's the second thing you need to let go of: feeling like you have to know it all or you have to be all. So let me just tell you this. I have discovered with my business and with working with countless nonprofit founders, you really do have to figure a lot of stuff out. Things that you're good at and things you're not good at. But in order for you to feel confident in your role, you want to feel like you have a handle on the things that you're doing. And when you encounter certain tasks like something administrative or something with your budget or something with marketing that may be difficult for you, if you feel a type of way when you don't have a handle on it or when you're not good at something, because you want to feel secure in your role. And a lot of times people don't feel comfortable sharing what they don't know or sharing that they struggle in a particular area. So why am I saying this? What is the shift that I'm recommending that you do? I'm suggesting that you be open to mentorship. I'm suggesting that you be open to coaching, training, and development. And if you have a certain kind of personality, I have found with people who like to bootstrap their business, they like to feel like they got it. They don't want to feel like they're deficient in a particular area. And when you're bootstrapping, a lot of times you can't afford to hire somebody consistently. So you want to feel secure, but a lot of times you have to take a step back and acknowledge that you don't know all the stuff. Right? So you may have read all the books or, read all the articles or blogs, but sometimes you need somebody to help you take a step back and strategize. Like you may have all the meat, you may have all the knowledge, but you have to pull it together. It has to make sense for your business. And a lot of times when you're just running around, just randomly taking a course here or trying to figure out, how to do this over here, but not being able to apply it to your situation, it gets even more confusing. So it's important for you to seek out intentionally mentorship, to seek out coaches, to seek out trainers or people who can work alongside you to help you strategize for your business, consultants who can help you strategize for your business. And you may not feel like it's worth it, but I'm telling you that the exposure I've been able to have to mentors, to people who are in different places where I want to be, exposure that I've had to coaches and things like that have helped me grow and have helped my business level up. So if you need coaching or help, especially if you're a nonprofit, but if you're just in the launch journey, I just want to let you know that I do offer that assistance with my Purpose Profit Society. I'm so excited because it is launching soon. If you're watching this in early 2024, it is launching March 1st. And it is a group where you can get access to mentorship from me or coaching from me. But I say all that to say, y'all, it may feel like it's just the hype right now because everybody's talking about coaching, but it really does help and it makes a difference. It does help to have somebody who's not attached to the business to give you objective insight to help you and also keep you accountable as you go along your journey. Here's the last thing you need to let go of. Your fear of people or your distrust of people. Now, this is a dicey one, okay? Because I'm going to be real. There are some shaky people out here. There are some people out here who will steal your business ideas or who don't really mean you well when you're in certain spaces. So it is important to use your discernment to understand who's for you and who's not for you. But just because there's that risk there does not mean you shouldn't seek out collaborations with people. You shouldn't seek out new relationships with people who have different experiences from you, who live in different places, who are in different levels in their business journey. You need to seek groups of people to learn with and collaborate with them, right? So this is a little bit different from mentorship and coaching, because that is specifically people who have some kind of knowledge, who can guide you in a certain way. But sometimes you just need like people who are in the thick of it with you, right? Who can still give you insight. And it may not be in a structured way, but you have a process where you're in a community together and you're learning just by watching them. You're learning by seeing their wins. If you're in an online group, you're posting for feedback and you're getting feedback from multiple people. You need a group or a community to learn from and learn with along your journey, bounce ideas off of, things like that. When you seek community like that, it leads to more collaboration. And I have met, by actively seeking out different communities or masterminds, I've met individuals who honestly I would have never met if I hadn't joined those groups. And I can collaborate with them in creative and different ways. Because sometimes we get tunnel vision and we're in one industry and we're only focused on that. And we don't think about what we could learn from somebody who is in a completely different space, but kind of going through the same startup journey, right? And I'm talking specifically for you guys who are startup founders. So maybe you are in the nonprofit space, but there are things you can learn from somebody in the tech space. Or maybe you are somebody who's in Maryland like me, but you could learn from a group of people who are in other places like Georgia or New York. So seek out collaboration and groups of people that you can work with and do things with them. Do joint webinars with them. Do podcast interviews with them. Join with them and have creative ideas for ways you can work together. What is the value you can bring? Because you do bring some value. You do have some expertise. And what do they have? And how can you come together and add value to whatever your audience is or whoever you want to reach? And it's just a way for you to get more visible when you collaborate with people, when you join communities, join chambers or associations, things like that. It's really important for you to be intentional about that. So what's the point of number 3? Seek out actual communities of people, associations, memberships of people, but also don't be afraid to collaborate with those people. So don't let your fear of entertaining new people with new experiences stop you from joining those groups and then collaborating with the people that you meet there. So I hope that was helpful, y'all. I, again, am very excited about my membership. It is called the Purpose Profit Society, and it's there to give you help, encouragement, and accountability. And it's just a place where you don't have to feel alone in your journey. If nothing else comes out of it for people, I just want people to know they're not alone in their startup journey, and there are people who are just like them who can give them support along the way. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you need more help, visit me at bossonabudget.com, and I will see you in the next video.